Today I'm reviewing the Alienware Aurora ACT1250 gaming desktop. If you want to check current pricing or availability, it's linked below. I've used this machine on my desk for regular gaming sessions, lighter creative tasks, and everyday desktop use over several weeks. What follows is based on real behavior in normal use, not just benchmarks. Let's set expectations early. This isn't a flagship class system. It isn't designed to drive ultra-high-end 4K settings in the newest AAA titles. What it's intended for is solid mainstream performance, smooth 1080p gaming and respectable 1440p play with manageable system thermals. Starting with performance, the Intel Core Ultra 7265F provides a responsive experience in both games and general tasks. In competitive shooters and esports titles, high refresh rates are attainable without noticeable stutter. In heavier AAA games, the RTX 5060 finds a reasonable balance between visual quality and frame rates. You'll be able to push high detail at 1080p comfortably and still see very playable results at 1440p if you're willing to adjust some settings. Thermals and noise are practical rather than dramatic. With its air-cooled design, the system keeps temperatures within expected ranges during extended play, and fan noise ramps predictably. You hear the airflow under load, but it doesn't become a distraction in typical desk use. There aren't sudden spikes in noise that pull you out of the experience, it stays measured. Build quality feels solid in a way you notice when you interact with it. The chassis feels sturdy, and the internal layout makes sense for airflow and accessibility. It's clearly designed with function in mind more than flash. The 16GB of DDR5 RAM is enough for most current gaming and everyday multitasking. Running a game alongside a few browser tabs and background apps holds up fine. For heavy multitasking or creative workloads, more memory down the line might be useful, but 16GB is a practical starting point. The 1TB SSD delivers good responsiveness. Game load times and system boot feel quick. If you accumulate many large titles or media collections, you might fill that capacity over time, but it's a solid balance of space and speed for most users. Connectivity includes a healthy spread of USB ports and headers for peripherals and accessories. You won't feel limited unless you're using a lot of devices simultaneously. Now for perspective. If you're comparing this to higher-tier desktops with more powerful GPUs and custom cooling, those systems will pull ahead in both peak performance and sustained thermal headroom. That's the nature of hardware tiers. Stepping up in GPU class and cooling method delivers more raw power, especially for 4K or ultra settings. Compared to similarly spec'd systems from other vendors, the Aurora feels like a thoughtfully assembled mainstream gaming desktop. It doesn't break any ground, but it doesn't underdeliver either. This system suits you if you want stable 1080p performance, you prefer a desktop with straightforward air cooling, you value solid build quality and predictable behavior, you appreciate Alienware's service/support ecosystem. It might not be ideal if your priority is unlocked 4K ultra gaming. You plan heavy creative workloads beyond gaming, you want maximum future upgrade headroom without additional investment used day to day. This machine feels composed. It doesn't overpromise, and it doesn't overwhelm you with fan noise or wild thermals. It does what a mainstream gaming desktop should do. It stays responsive, cool under typical load, and capable of handling current titles at practical settings. Check current pricing below and evaluate it against your needs.